Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing? Did y'all enjoy that middle of the week break? Yeah, some people needed it. Some people needed that break. They needed that time off. All right, so let's take a look at the market real quick. So I'll just be just as easy to use FinViz here. You can see we've got an ascending support level running. It kind of started back in April, where this is where the low of this year is. It's 52 weeks, and they've kind of extended it out, and I think this is where we were looking to bounce. This is where I was thinking that we would bounce, even from Monday. If we were pulling back, this is where I thought we would end up bouncing again. You can see where this is kind of holding support. But what I did, I kind of made this a little bit more shorter term. For me, I just came in through here. And so I was looking for potentially a bounce around 265. Now I know with all of the bad news and everything out, you would expect the market to sell off. But it doesn't always happen that way. It doesn't always happen that way. So you're going to have people that may look to buy this thing off of this ascending support, which I think it will attempt to get bought up off of this, another bounce. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. You can see we did have some support in through here at one point, right around 279, 280. You can see all through here is where we had support. Now, the last couple of times, this is where we hit around 281. And see here, it didn't quite make it there last time. Ended up selling off before we got there, but I still think we bounce here. We're putting in kind of an ascending triangle here. So we'll see, depending on what it does today, that'll determine whether this thing is going to hold or not. So just kind of keeping an eye out on this. I don't think it's going to sell hard like it did on Tuesday. I just don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. The open's going to tell us. We can speculate, but that's why I like to wait for the market to open, and then I can kind of tell where we're going to go. For us, trying to speculate usually doesn't work out that well. Unless you have something that really gives you strong conviction. So what I'm thinking today, we may sell through this, but I think inevitably we may hold this. You know, unless we just gonna get bombarded here after the open with some really bad news, or if it keeps getting reiterated. So I don't know how you could think that. Not a gambler. Definitely not a gambler. Yeah, Tom, I did a recap on it. I did a recap video on Tuesday. Probably. I think now he probably knows. Oh, I need to bring this down. He probably knows what moves the market and what doesn't in the direction that he wants it to go. So now I think that's why all of this positive talk about the China trade wars, you know, that's why I think all of that stuff came out. Because, you know, he doesn't want this market to sell off. We're at a critical point now where, you know, if we start breaking some key support levels, you know, we're going to end the year, you know, with the start of a bear market. I don't think, you know, we're not there yet. You know, this just looks like a, you know, a healthy correction. But it's going to take a little bit more for us to, you know, consider this a bear market. I mean, we're going to have to break 250s, I believe. We're going to have to get under 250 going into next year. And I just don't see that happening. All right, so I got to make this smaller because I can't get to my... Can't see my platform here. All right, there we go. So AVA, we'll just go run down the list here. Okay, now this one, the state regulators rejected its potential sale. It's kind of like what's going on here with our utility, our electric and gas utility. Dominion Energy is looking to buy it out. It has to be approved by the state regulators. If our state does not approve of the buyout, which is the reason why Dominion is having to make all these concessions, then it's not going to happen. And this is kind of what happened here with this utility company. I think this is a water utility, if I'm not mistaken. But the state regulators rejected the sale, and that's why this is gapping down. So let me pull up my chart. Thinkorswim has been having issues with their charts this morning, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to even get it. You see here, on some of these, the charts are just ridiculous. You know, sometimes, you know, companies just need to leave well enough alone. I mean, Thinkorswim already had some really, really good tools, but the more they try to update and upgrade, the worse they get. All right, so we have got down. See, we're well below this. We have got down to 52-week low. So you know this is in my wheelhouse. So definitely we'll keep an eye on this. Now this may not have any more downside. We may have already made the move. It may have already sold off to the point where it's just not going to do anything else. But if we have, then yep, this is as small as it's going to get today. We may just trade sideways. We may not have too big of a move down. We are just above 20. We're just above 20 here on RSI. So it may be it may be flatline, but I'm going to keep an eye on it anyway. It has a catalyst. Look at how far it dropped. You're talking about a 28-cent ATR, but look at the gap down on it. And look at the catalyst. You got to look at all of that. On a typical day, on an average day, it's not going to move much. But here, you've got a company that was depending on this buyout to happen, and it didn't. So it's going to have a day or two of volatility. So if it gets going in the right direction, we can make some money off of this thing. All right, so Momo is on earnings. This is one of the few times that I would even consider trading Momo because it is, it has a catalyst that I'm comfortable with. So you can see we pulled down here to 27, this 27 level right here. We kind of bounced off of it. There's some pretty decent windows that we could take advantage of, especially if it gets down here. And through here, we can catch a sell-off. But that's the only time I usually would look to even trade Momo is during this time when it has the earnings catalyst. Other than that, I just tend to sit back and watch it beat people out of their money. All right, CGC, that's the Canadian weed stock. CNAT, way too cheap. Let me see if SQ has any fresh news. SQ tends to move just because. Doesn't have anything else to do but jerk people around. So they show earnings to be reported tomorrow after the market closes. No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry. They reported November 7th, not December 7th. So earnings was already done. I thought that was kind of quick. No. Would not put SQ on watch today. This is one of these catalysts that just screams manipulation. So it'd be too easy to get caught on the wrong side of this and take a significant loss. So I'm not going to mess with it today. Not going to mess with it. And yeah, definitely I'm going to be watching the market, because yeah, if it starts to sell and it looks like we're going to get through that ascending support, you know, I'll be all over TVIX again. I'll be all over it. You know, you got to take advantage of it when the volatility is there. You got to take advantage of it. If you don't, shame on you. Because we don't see this volatility all the time. We just go through periods of it. Like the last time we went through this was back in March, April. And then we really didn't get any volatility until October. So you gotta take advantage of it while you can. FTI looks crappy. Not sure what the deal is on FTI. Okay, I gotcha. Think there's some analyst activity on this FTI. But you can look at the daily chart and kind of see why I don't want to mess with this. It just looks kind of crazy. But you know what got my attention? Crack this 52-week low. We are trading below it. So I'm not sure if this is going to have enough volume. That's the issue with this. It should, because it trades an average of 3 million shares a day. So it should have enough volume with this catalyst. It's just been in a dead sell-off, you can see, over the last, since the market started taking a dump. But we will keep an eye out for this. All right, so this scan, this ORB pre-market scan, the strategy that I trade at the open is the opening range, breakout or breakdown. I like the market to set a time frame. For me, it's 5 minutes. So I let it set that 5-minute high and low. And then I look to trade it when it breaks it above it or breaks below it. And the stocks that I look for to put on my watch list are stocks that have gapped up at least $1 or down $1. If it's gapped less than $1, I'm usually not interested in it. That usually tells me that there's not enough volatility in it to make any money. But, here's a clear case. This AVA, it only has a 28-cent ATR. And if it had only gapped like $1 or so, then no, I wouldn't pay attention to it. But this thing gapped $7.50 so far 14% down. So I'm going to pay attention to it. Today, it may give us a decent move. It can give us a couple more points. So I'm gonna watch it. But all of these stocks have to have gapped down at least $1. I only trade stocks. I look to trade stocks over $20, but sometimes the stock between 10 and 20 looks good, and I will take it. So, just depends on how it looks. We have a base that we go by, and then we have to look at, what's the market telling us? If the market is if we're thinking one thing and the market's telling me something else, I got to follow the market. No, it doesn't really imply anything at the moment. I just have to wait for the open. Wait, because usually in the first 5 minutes, you're going to get people taking profit on their overnight holds. Those guys that can't trade pre-market. Like in some prop firms like TradeNet, I don't think you can trade pre or post-market. So you got people that can only trade once the market opens. You're going to see profit taking, and you just kind of wait. Sometimes it lasts more than 5 minutes, and that's, those, sometimes we get caught up in it. We may get stopped out before the trade works like it's supposed to, because that volatility continues. The fight between buyers and sellers, will continue more than 5 minutes. So I tend to wait. I go long and short. I'll go whichever way the market tells me. Most of the time I'm going short because it's the easiest. It's easier for a stock to go down than to go up. And it's easier to make money going short. But I will take it long. If you got a real nice setup long, I will take it. No, I don't have any negative bias. But you see, I go through this same process every day. If somebody asks me about a stock or something that's not on the list, notice I'm not going to say anything about it until after I'm done. Because it's very important that you go through the same process, your same routine, and you stay focused on it. You don't go looking elsewhere. You look at, for me, if the stock's not on my scans and it's not on any of these, then I'm not looking at it. It needs to be a stock that's in play. Because what do we have? Like right now, I think it's a little over 7,500 stocks in the market, available to trade. Not all of them are tradable, so to speak. Not all of them are going to move, are going to have volume. Some may trade with only a couple hundred shares traded that day. So you got to find the ones that are in play. And everybody, a lot of professional traders, they have their own way of building their watch list. They have stocks that they focus on. Like there's some that low dollar, low float stocks. They love the small and micro cap stocks. It's a lot more riskier, but they like the adrenaline rush. And that's what they like to trade. And if they're comfortable with it and they can make money off of it, then go for it. Me, I like the slower moving trend following trades that is not going to stress me out at, first part of the morning. Now, sometimes we do get in a trade that stresses us out, but nothing like, taking 1,000 shares of XYZ for, $3, and then within seconds, this thing dips a point on you. And you're like, damn. You sit there with that deer in the head, like, look, I'll never forget the first day I was like excited. This gap and go thing, this is just what I want. I can make some quick money before class starts or on my break. I had that little break around the time the market opened, and I had about 15 or 20 minutes that I could trade to open. And I'm like, this is perfect. And I get in, and in a matter of seconds, I'm up $270. And then next thing I know, I've lost $700 and some dollars. Just that quick. And it took a lot for me to overcome that. So that's why I don't chase those small cap stocks and low float stocks. Now, and you see what happens sometimes. You guys in the community, you see every now and then these mid and high cap stocks will make that type of move. It's like I get in and it drops a point, and if I'm not ready, I miss that move. And I end up losing money on it. Whereas if I was ready, I could catch that move and then stop out on the rest if I needed to as it came back up. But it's just that I just don't like those fast movers. And it's a personal preference. That's what you guys have to do, is you have to establish what you like and what you don't like, what you're comfortable with. And then build your trading process and strategies around that. A point is $1. So I don't have much of a watch list right now. Let's see what PDD looks like. That's a recent IPO, another Chinese stock. Yeah, I don't see. Don't know what the news is. Is it an analyst, or is it moving in sympathy to something else? That is the question. I don't see much on it, so not gonna put that on watch. I don't know what's going on with it. And also, so far, this is what I'm watching. We may not get a trade on that. Apple, I'm looking at as well for all-day hold. And that's going to be based on what this market's going to do. I'm not going to jump in it until I'm comfortable with what this market's going to do. So I'm determined if these stocks on my watch list don't really set up for anything, then I'm going to be focused on trying to catch a trade on the market, if we get a sell-off. Right now, it doesn't look like it. It does not look like we're going to get a sell-off. So I'll bring up my my platform here in about 15 minutes, and we'll start marking up some charts. Yeah, it really depends on at this point it's just going to depend on the market. But yeah, once I get in, my high or my stop would have to be like around 174 for an all-day hold. No swing trades since the market has been selling off. The only swing trade I took was Apple, and that wasn't one of the strategies I used. That was just a market type thing. The GME was an inadvertent swing trade. It should never have been a swing trade. I never should have held it overnight. When the trade didn't work, I should have got out of it. So no, until the market actually starts to bounce, you won't see me take any swing trades. Yeah. Yeah, on the normal circumstances, yeah. But it's just because I'm a part-time swing trader, the things have to be perfect. If you're a full-time swing trader, it doesn't. You can still take these trades because that's all you're looking at. That's what you're managing. But for me, that's why I can only build one watch list a week. And I tell you guys, if you're swing trading full-time, you can actually build that a watch list every day. You can go through and scan every night to look for potential trades. And some guys have actually been doing, because holding the swings in this market has been a little bit iffy, they've been doing all day trades. So using the same strategy. So some guys have been actually adapting. Now I'm gonna buzz through this gapper list one quick time, just to see. And all I'm doing is looking at the volume. Any stock that has volume, and then I just scan over at the price. Here's TVI. Excuse me, TVIX. But of course, I'm gonna be watching it. No doubt. But I'm not gonna trade. I'm not gonna jump in it until the market dictates. No price. I don't look at a price. I look at the price action and I wait for the setup. So, wherever it runs, and let's say it sells off and then it bounces, whatever level it's going to reject off of, that's where I'm gonna jump on it. But I don't have any set prices. That's where people get screwed up. I just look for the technical setup. See, I don't know what's up with this. Oh no. That is ugly. Now, BP, this thing has a 3.5 million share float. It's probably not going anywhere. Same thing with HSBC. Nothing. No. What's the gap on JD? Only 4.4%. Might be worth taking a look at. We got a lot of stocks gapping down. Wow. A lot of stocks gapping down. Gotta take a look at JD. Take a look at it real quick. I don't know what's happening with it. Oh, let me see. Trying to dig deeper into this. So let's see. I do use hard stops, and I only have one hotkey, and that's when I'm trying to get in stocks with SSR. But other than that, I use market orders. Because of the stocks that I trade, using a market order just makes sense. Very little spread, so I have very, very little chance of any slippage on it. But using the DOS, I use DOS with all of my brokers that carry it. I got DOS. Obviously, Sure Trader and Speed Trader use DOS. With IB, I pay to have DOS hooked to it. center point. So DOS is the platform that I'm most familiar with and most comfortable with. So it's real easy getting in and out of it, out of trades. All right, so I am watching AVA, Momo, and Apple. AVA, MOMO, AAPL, and also the market. You know, like I said, if the market sells under this support, or it looks like we're trying to get under this ascending support here, you know, I think it's gonna bounce. I mean, that's my thesis, that we're gonna bounce here. We may sell through it, but I think we're gonna hold this, and we may get a wick like this to run through it. But I think by the end of the day, we're gonna be back over it, that we will close above this. That's my thesis. But if we don't, and this thing continues to get wrecked, you know, I'll be looking for this thing to get through 250. So, of course, with the market selling, I'm going to trade TVIX. But I have got to be patient and wait. I mean, if I miss the moves, I miss the moves. But I'm not going to chase anything pre-market. It's just not going to happen. You're welcome. Like I said earlier, I'm looking at Apple for potential all-day hold. But I wasn't confident in the market this morning. So, you know, I could have gotten in this thing around 8 o'clock. But I just have a sneaking suspicion that this market may bounce. No, this is one of those days where, you know, you think it's going to sell off. You know, they got you believing that it's going to sell off, and it may rip up. So I am being very cautious and patient with this. Yeah, I've already taken my one big loss for the day. I'm not going to do it. Yes, because Apple has been so weak, and all of the underlying issues that it has with its sales, and you know, it's trying to put up a good front, I think, but eventually, watch out. I'm not sure what you mean, Fabio. 3, 4. There's only one TVIX. I'm not sure what you mean. Probably like 500 shares. On Apple, and that'll leave me enough room to, where I could get 500 shares on TVIX. See, TVIX is on margin restriction in SureTrader. Speed Trader. It's not in SureTrader, but it is in Speed Trader. For some reason, I have no idea. All right, so let me get logged in here so we can mark up some charts. Let me bring the desktop up. All right. Okay, the level I'm watching on Apple is 171. We get under 171, forget about it. That's the level that held up, that's been holding up. The last time it tried to dump, that's the level that kind of held. And I'm still looking, there's a gap. If you look at the daily chart on Apple, let me see if I can pull it up here. Let's see. Let me pull it up here. All right. You can see there's a gap right here that I was looking for Apple to close all the way over here. It almost did, but it didn't. This is when I was short Apple, when I held it for a couple of days. It has since bounced with the market. Now, I'm looking for it to get back in here, finish closing this gap up. That's kind of what I am looking for. Now, it doesn't have to dip under 171 for me to get short. I mean, I'll get short earlier if I get a good rejection off of a level of support. I mean resistance, I'm sorry. Like here, I don't want to jump on it at the open. And like here, this is where my stop would be. My stop would be up here. If it broke this high, then, I know we'd be dead. I just don't know at this point, because of everything that's going on, there's no way I'm going to anticipate what the market's going to do at the open. Because, I can get in it now and look for a big flush. And get in it now, put a bid at 169, and, hope we get there. What the heck is that? And to make sure that guy guy wasn't out there doing my yard. I've got sometimes people just come and start doing it. I still got too many leaves to fall. Still have too many leaves to fall. Okay, let's see, Momo. See, 27 is a level here. Close enough. And that's right around where the pre-market low is. So keep my eye on this. Shoveling snow. Sometimes I wish I had snow to shovel, at least for 2 weeks. And then it could just go for the rest of the year. I would love to just have 2 weeks of snow right around Christmas, and then it disappear. I would just love to have a white Christmas. The last white Christmas I had was when we spent Christmas in El Paso. That was a long time ago. But I only want it for 2 weeks. Right around Christmas. Then that'll be it. Alright, so 2783 is the next level up. There, 28.99. I can't put the lower ones in yet, but 2610 is the next level down. Then AVA. Like I said, this one had this huge gap down on the fact that it the deal for that Canadian or Canada Hydro or Canadian Hydro to buy it out, state regulators didn't approve it, so we had this huge gap down. So I'm looking to see if we're we're at 52-week lows, just looking to see if we're going to get some more selling. I'm not going to force anything and try to make it do what I want it to do. I'm just going to watch. You know, I am looking for it because it does have the potential to continue to sell off. And that's what I'm looking for. Or it could put in a good long and recover this gap. You guys remember TLO on Tuesday? I know you haven't forgotten that one yet. I know I haven't. TOL, yeah. What did I say? TLO? Dyslexia. I'm going to have to play that dyslexia card. Gotta play that dyslexia card. It's not that severe. You know, I had trouble, like all through high school, I had trouble writing papers, you know, essays, stuff like that. The harder I studied, the worse my grades were. So if I just listened in class, just listen, then I could make B's and C's. So that's pretty much what I did. Obviously, math I was terrible in until I figured out what was going on. But thankfully, my freshman year in college, I ran into a professor that, you know, she required us to write essays in pen. So, of course, I was going to be smart. And I went and got the erasable ink pens. And you know how if you ever use those, you know, it's not as dark. And it's kind of splotchy a little bit. So she was like, no, that's not going to work. You need a regular ink pen. So, and to make corrections, we had to draw 2 lines through the word so she could see what we wrote first. And, you know, after turning in a couple papers with 2 lines marked through about 15 words per paragraph, she had me go to that lab they had on campus and get tested. And so, you know, once we identified it, they just worked with me on it. But when I get sleep, you know, when I'm sleepy and I'm tired, it really kicks in. You know, I can say stuff and not make sense at all. Michael, you just don't know. We just don't know. We have got to just sit back and watch what this market's going to do. I'm going to let it settle in. and then we'll see if we can attack it. The problem with this is AVA is going to be on SSR here in a minute. Pretty sure. Oh, there's the alarm. There it goes. Bing! SSR. You knew it was coming. You just knew it was coming. No, I've done this several times. You know, I know through the rest of December I'll just stream. Usually it's on Wednesdays. Today I did it today because, you know, we had the holiday yesterday. So. All right, so let's sit back and. All right, no, dogs. No. No. Y'all know better than that. If you don't tell me before the bell rings, you're going to sit there. I don't want to hear any fussing. Besides, it's still 30. It's still below freezing. So you need to wait. No. I don't consider that candle overextended at all. Stop fussing. Yeah, both of these stocks on SSR. Both of these. Alright, so let me hide these. We don't need these anymore. All right, so I'm going to jump on some Apple here. in a big account. Anticipating a move through 171. So remember, that's going to be an all-day hold, which I'll flip over to that once we get done with the small account stuff. I'm concerned about AVA because we're not getting any volume. no volume in it, unfortunately. Momo, not messing with right now. Look at what's happening on the 2-minute. Look at what's happening on the 2-minute. So I'm concerned about AVA. Because there's not a lot of volume. We don't have any volume. See, there's the market head fake. There is the market head fake. It's exactly why we had to wait. Why you need to wait. We were looking at Apple for a short for all day hold, but it's it's all contingent upon the market doing what it needs to do and selling off. Okay, I'm not buying Momo into this resistance. I don't care how strong it makes a move up. No way I'm buying it into that resistance. So I've got to be patient and wait for it to set up. All right. Here's what I was talking about right here. Remember this morning, this ascending support? I felt we would bounce off of it. That's just what we did. That is exactly what we did. I know it's still early, but it sold off right to this ascending support. Yeah, that was pretty much what we were looking for. That bounce. Now I would love for it to come back and sell off. Yeah, Travis, that's the idea. Short. That's my thesis. Short and SPY, looking for it to sell through 171 and continue down. But that's not. I'm not doing that in my small account. That's not what I'm looking to do. I'm focusing on MO and AVA. That's what I'm looking at right now. Let's see if it gives me any openings. See, here in this market, you got a lot of people who just went crazy because they couldn't trade yesterday. So they're going to come out here ready to load it for bear. Loaded for bear. All right, so Momo. What stock are you trying to trade? Yeah, well, you should be good. It's not on margin restriction. Did you log off and log back on? Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any selling today. Not good, not good, not good, not good, not good. Not good. She's no good.
LB. ORCL.
SQ. Yeah, Momo is definitely trading choppy. Definitely.
LB.
You see this level, this is a daily level. This held as pre-market support. We're having trouble getting through that.
ORCL. LB.
So market's gonna have to give me some more. It's gonna have to give me a little bit more.
ETFC. ORCL.
All right, so AVA. I mean, from here, if we get a move down, then we're good. Looks like we're chewing through this level here. So we are below the opening range low. So I get an order out there, see if we get a tick up. And get filled. It's got to tick up to fill me. Miss TVIX. God dog it. So we got a partial fill. Finally, we are all in. Let's see, this is, let's see. That's the pre-market low.
ETFC.
Dog it, it won't do. It won't do. That's the pre-market low right there. So we'll see if we can get it to do what it needs to do.
ORCL.
So Apple is starting to work.
ETFC.
I don't know if it's going to erase that stop, but we'll see. So we'll look at this pre-market low. That's going to be my, that's going to tell me whether this thing works or not. If it goes back up over it and closes back above the pre-market low, then this trade is dead. All right, we're dipping through 171 on Apple. So the pre-market low is like $1. That's a pretty big gap. So if we come down and test it, that's going to be some good profit for me. If it was like 20 cents away or something like that, then no, I wouldn't mess with it. But we've got a nice window down to the pre-market low.
ETFC.
So that's what I want to see it, get to. So dog it. I missed TVIX. TVIX was the one. That's what I wanted to see. Sorry I missed your Apple comment. But not Apple. I'm looking for it to sell off through 171, pull down to that 169 level. That's what I want to see. I mean, I've already been stopped out once on that initial move, so
ETFC.
I need it to complete the cycle. And so I need a bounce. If I'm going to get in TVIX, I'm going to need a bounce.
ORCL.
What prescription is ready? That's what I need to know. Okay, dogs. God dog it. I don't want to put a hard stop in here and it get hit before it works. The pre-market support I see is at 43.09. That's the one that I'm looking at. That's the target on this. The pre-market low. The 43.09. Alright, let me let these dogs out before they go nuts. I'm going to tell you right now, if this thing pops on me while I'm letting y'all out, y'all going to pay the price. Go, out, out. And what I don't like right now is the fact that this lower deviation band is creeping up. That will make me take this trade off. If it ticks up over 43.30, I'm going to take this trade off. And there again, Momo broke down, made the move. You know, again, I'm looking at two stocks, and one of them makes the move, the other one doesn't. I know I just need to go with the one that I just need to go with the one that I don't think is going to work. All right, so I'm settled in. I'll bring up this Apple thing here in a minute. But I'm settled in. I'm settled in for the all-day hold if this thing continues to sell. I got stopped out on that first pop, so don't know if this is going to work or not. Don't really know. You're welcome, Matthew. But this is a typical day. You know, we try to be patient, wait for the setups to come. You know, sometimes this SSR makes it really, really tough for stocks to move. It's almost like, you know, you probably shouldn't mess with it. But then you look at Momo, it made the move down that we were looking for. You know, I was watching this, but we didn't really take it. But look at where it stopped. This is the true 5-minute opening range low right here. But I would have based the trade off of this. But you're not going to get a huge move. And the longer this thing sits up here like this, the worse the outcome can be. So I better put my stop in now. Oh man. I'm gonna have to come up with a rule here to just don't trade stocks on SSR. Period. No, Mario, I haven't taken any profit on it, so I mean, I got stopped out on that first pop. So I was a little bit too early. That's why I was saying that's why you gotta wait. You know, you gotta wait a little bit. I thought we were done. I was just 5 minutes too early. So now I think we're putting in the backside of the move. So, you know, maybe we can do some damage here. All right, so all of these catalysts should be enough to drive it down, but the problem is, you know, SSR.
ZS.
Causes it to do stupid things. No, I just dipped. It's not going anywhere. It just took a dip. You know, we're pretty much done. If it's gonna go anywhere, it's gonna have to get under this 43.80 and stay there for 43.75. I'm sorry. Then it might do something, but other than that, no. All right, so See if I can grab a couple shares of TVIX. Oh no. Don't tell me Speed Trader has this disease.
CS.
I'm trying to get in, take some TVIX. It's telling me I don't have enough buying power. I've got plenty. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Let me log out and log back in. I know Speed Trader's not acting like that. Never have issues with them. Well, let's going down anyway, so probably would have got messed up. Come on down. Well, it's up to 43.30. So I'm looking to cut this trade off. I'm looking to shut this thing down. Momo was really nice. Momo was really nice for you guys that caught that. Momo was a really nice trade. I had two stocks I was watching for this small account. AVA and Momo. And which one did I pick? The one that's not going any damn where. Oh. Somebody slap me, please. Alright, like I said, we needed to break down through this level here, through 43.75. Then we may see something. Right now, we're just stuck. I like to see some big time selling volume come in and tank this. I don't know why. Speed Trader is not letting me buy TVIX. Are they blocking me on this or what? All right, here we go. Maybe we'll get some movement here. And I will take some off at 43.50 if it gets there. If it gets there, I will take some off. If I don't like the price action on this, I'm taking it off. So let's see if we can get there. What the heck is wrong with Musk? They will not let me in TVIX. I don't understand. Looks like we're at a level of support here. Right around 43.70 is picking up some support. So still looks like we have more sellers than buyers at this point. Come on, baby. Work your magic. Okay, we're at here's the level here. You see the volatility picking up? Seems to be a pretty even fight so far. Seeing a lot of green ticks go through. This is usually a sign that I need to take some profit here. But we're not far enough for me to take half off. Not far enough yet. Alright, see, we need to see more red candles. 62. Take 62 out and we'll drop to 60. Man, you saw it right there in front of your very eyes. It took me a minute to get in, You saw my order sitting there, and then it filled 100 shares, and then it finally finished. You know, I have that hotkey that automatically put it on the ask price. And it sat there until it ticked up. Now that's why I'm streaming this, so you can see exactly what happens. You gotta put your bid out there and be patient. The lowest that you could put it, the lowest you can put your order out is whatever the ask price is. So my hotkey hits the ask price. See, this is what's concerning me. Look at all of these orders going through at 62. This hadn't moved. There we go. As soon as we took 62 out, we were going to get this move. Holy cow, look at this. Guess what? I'm going to take some off. I don't know if I like this much. Yeah, you can't do a market on SSR. We used to be able to do it, but we can't anymore. All right, close enough. 43.50. So we got half off. Gotta put my stop back at break even, just in case we pop. Buy, stop. $43.80. All right, so we kind of waited. It finally broke. You know, it made this dip. Oftentimes, when you see this, we may end up holding this $50 mark. So we got to wait and see. I had to lighten up here. Based on the price action I was looking at, everything going on, I had to lighten up. So this is the next level is 43.09. So let's see if we can get it there. Yeah, Apple is doing it. Apple is doing it. It's got to keep on trucking though. I want to see it get to 169 today. I'm frustrated because I can't get in TVIX in Speed Trader. I don't know why. mean, I only took a $700 loss in Apple the first hit. That's nothing. I guess, I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me right now. But I don't have time to deal with them. And it may be a good thing. They may be saving me from myself. So, you know, I'm not going to fight with them. Because, like I said, that level is holding up pretty good. That 265, that ascending support is holding pretty good on the market. See, y'all see, that's it. That thing's holding up so far. I figured we would get maybe a big dip like this through it. Then may run through that and then buy back up. It's still early in the day. We can still sell off going into lunch. But, you know, here's where I was looking for that support to bounce. Come on down. So we're being a little bit of patient. This is what real day trading looks like. This is what we have to deal with every day. Yeah, my Thinkorswim is just, I don't know. It was messing up on Tuesday. It's kind of messing up today too. If we bounce here, I'm dumping this thing. It can't seem to get through 35.
UWT.
Okay, so I'm kind of changing up my tactics here because of the lack of volume, the lack of volatility in this market. Let's see, I can get think I'll take some at 25. I don't like the way this thing is trading, to be honest with you. And I don't know when it's going to bounce. We keep running into these areas. I'm going to put a bid out here at 25 and see if it hits it. And it seems to be stuck right here. I don't know if I should get some here. Hey, did this thing halt? What the hell's going on? This thing just stopped. Okay, come on down. 25, baby. 25. Stay alive at 25. One more tick and we there. One more tick. Bingo. Alright, so let's put my stop in. Back at 43.50. Wow, look at it. It got down there and then it just ran back up. So it got down to 43.13 and then that was it. That was all she rode. So 43.75 I think is an ideal stop. That's just above the 9, which is my trailing stop. So the 9 is my trailing stop. And so 75 is like 10 cents above. So I'll trail it down and put it like 10 cents above. I didn't want to take it all off at 25 just in case. I mean, this isn't going to be a big dollar trade, but this, it teaches you so much, you know, of how you need to trade. This could have been, you know, obviously this thing could have opened up. It could have really worked out. But on trades that didn't work, that didn't give us the follow through, least we could do is make a couple dollars off of it. And that's pretty much what we did with this. we're not really stressed out. Yeah, we had to be a little bit patient, but that was about it. So if we get a rejection here and sell, hey, that'd be great. If not, all well and good. We got a couple of dollars. And I'm not trying to make back what I lost yesterday in one trade.
AEM.
Or what I lost Tuesday in this small account. I'm not trying to make it all back in one trade. You still have to trade smart. You still have to be slow and meticulous with what you do. Because there's going to be red days. There's going to be red weeks. I mean, it's just all part of trading. That's what this is all about.
UWT.
Now, no, we're not going to have any red years. We're not going to go that far. No. I'll have a red week. Or maybe 2 red weeks. I'm not going to. If I have a red month, then there's something definitely wrong with what I'm doing. And I need to go back in and look and fix it.
AEM.
Yeah, where did all these little bastards come from? It's like the volume double. I could see if it hit here, but it didn't hit. It did not hit the pre-market low. I mean, it came within like 10 cents of it. But it makes absolutely no sense. So I don't know where all these jackasses came from. Or whether it's just one guy that said, okay, if we hit the spot, this is where I want to buy it up. He's going to soak up all of the weak shorts. But that's why I took profit when I did. And see, one thing you guys got to realize is, it doesn't matter what we think. It doesn't matter what we see on the chart and think is going to happen. What matters is these other guys who have the potential to buy the market up, to sell the market off. They know they do. And they may do it just to position themselves so that they can profit. So they're really good at doing it. So that's why, I've got to, that's why we've got to make sure that we take profit. See what I'm saying? This is exactly what a stock on SSR can do. It's why we take profit when we do. Exactly what we do. So not a bad trade. We're trading small size in a small account. What we picked up, I estimate just over $100. But it's what happened. The two stocks we had on watch were on SSR today. So what can you do? And I'm not trading TVIX. Not trading TVIX right now. I don't see any openings in the market. So I don't see any openings in this market. I see this on the daily. That's a strong line of defense. Now, if it gets under this, then yeah, I might be interested. But not right now. You look at the 5-minute chart. This is a bear flag, so to speak. It's kind of it's struggling trying to break it. Because, here's what I'll be looking at. Hold on. I need to use. So we got the pole and
all I.
Come on, baby. And the flag right here. All right, so it's having trouble. SPY's having trouble breaking that flag. But I do see a bear move in this. Potential. But like I said, if there's some players that want to buy the market up, they're going to buy it up. Nope. Well, obviously you see it didn't hit 43.
all I.
Yeah, didn't hit 43. But we locked in profit, so that was the main thing. That's the main thing. We locked in profit. And the thing is, here's the reality. How many people at this point in their trading career would be happy consistently making at least $100 a day. At least. You know, having them a point that they can grow from.
All right.
No, if you can consistently make $100 a day, it won't take much for you to get the $200 a day. You know, the $300 a day. It's just a matter of doing the same thing you're doing and just increase your position size. That's it. But the key is waiting until you're ready to increase your position size. If you're not ready, it's not going to work for you, because mentally and psychologically, you're not going to be where you need to be. You know, I came from, when I started, I was ecstatic. That first month, I averaged $50 a day green. Man, I was on top of the world. And all I did was increase my position size slowly. Slowly increase my position size. And that's it. $50. When I was doing that, my max loss per day was $50. But you're not going to hit your max loss every day. If you hit your max loss every day or per trade, if you hit your max loss per trade or per day, then you're doing something wrong. Every trade you take is not going to be a loser. Every day that you trade should not be a loser. Some days you're going to make $200, $250, $300. Some days you may make $100. Some days you may lose $150. But the key is averaging it out over time, over the course of a week, over the course of a month. Then, that's where you get that average. You just be patient. It's gonna happen. You're gonna go through periods when your strategies just don't work. For one reason or another, they just don't work. Opening range trades are the oldest. That's the oldest strategy in the book. It's been around forever. There are periods in the market where the volatility is so bad, they don't work. There's no follow through.
All right.
So you just sit on your hands, try to catch some breaking news or something, and make your money. But it's about being consistent. It's like I said, you could have a week or 2 weeks where you don't hardly make anything. And then you have 2 more weeks where you just knock it out of the park. What's the trigger to enter what? I've already done that. Yeah, it was the break of the like for me, it was a break of the pre-market low. I mean the 5-minute opening range low. Plus, I had to wait till we got below all of this support here, or potential support. Now I couldn't short it here on the break. Then I'd have been shorting into the 9 and the VWAP. Can't do that. So I had to wait until we established under it. And then, I was able to trigger. That's the trigger. Now, of course, the simple strategy, the simple rule of the strategy is
HCSG.
As soon as it breaks the opening range low, you get in. But you have to assess the situation. And by assessing this situation, you could see we had way too much support that we could short into. The 9 and the VWAP just didn't make sense. So wait till it establishes below that, and then we get in. It still hung around here for a long time, but it never did push back through these to give us any stress. So the only stress we had was just being patient, trying to wait for the move to work.
All eye.
Yeah, if you learn, I don't know if you've been through the class on the opening range. I think it's only like maybe 2 classes. But, you know, it tells you there are a couple of different strategies you can use to enter. And as you gain experience, you'll learn how to do that based on market conditions. You'll know what to look for, when you need to wait to take it. You know, all that good stuff. It just takes time. And this is why a lot of traders quit or fail. They keep going, they keep trying to find that quick, easy way out, the easy way to success. And there's no easy way to it. The best way to be successful is to put in the time, is to dedicate, commit yourself to trading and put in this time. If you don't do that, it's going to be very difficult to be successful in this. And you're right. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But this is only for, you know, those that are dedicated. Yeah, you can't fake it till you make it in this industry. Well, if you're trying to get paid from it, put it that way. If you're just playing, if you're just playing a video game with it, then yeah.
CC.
But the thing is, you know, if you have your risk management in place, and you're learning from, you know, the right people, you're gonna be fine. You know, there are other traders out there just like me who, God dog it, said, every time I sit here and run my mouth and I miss my entry here. There's a break on the flag. I missed it. It's where I should have got long TVIX right in here. Right in there. But I still think this is, you know, it's going to be kind of choppy, but you get in and you just kind of hang on. But I don't know why I can't get in it, and I'm not. It's too choppy for me to take in a small account. Because what these guys do is they just shake the weak out. That's all they do, all day long. We're going to shake the weak people out. We're going to shake the weak people out. We're going to shake the retail traders out. We're going to take their money. That's what they do all day long. See, here's another attempt at a rejection. What I don't like, look at the volume here. Look at the volume on this candle. This was terrible. The volume on that candle was, let's see, only 34,900, well, 35,000 shares traded on this candle right here. Only 35,000. So we went from 100,000 shares, because here we went from over 4 to just over 2 to just over 1 to 30. Not messing with it. Now here, the SPY gets under this. We're ready for blood. Blood. Well, it would be if I could trade it. I mean, AVA may eventually get to 43. I just could not take that chance. Wasn't willing to take that chance. I wanted to lock in my profit and move on about my business. Sometime in 2024. I don't know. Nah, it may get there today. It just might get there today. But see, we're kind of trading in this channel here in the market. Apple is just holding HCSG. That 171 level will not crack. It just will not crack. We're just kind of stuck in a rut here. All right, I'm feeling it's the right time for TVIX. So I'm going to get in 100 shares God dog it. As soon as I said, look at this stupid thing. It was at 53 when I wanted to get in. Ah. It took off. It was at 53 when I wanted to get in. Yeah, I gotta wait for the next pullback. Mm. Excuse me. And that's what happens sometimes on this dot. It gives you the feeling, it gives you just what you're looking for. And before you can go click the button, it's too late. You're gone. Completely gone.
WBA.
I just don't do it. By the time I tried to put in a buy stop order, it still would have been gone. You know, I'm waiting for price action. I'm not looking for any particular price. I'm waiting for the price action to tell me it's time to get in. Not a particular price. Now, on every broker, you have to put your order on the ask. No broker will let you put your order on the bid if it's on SSR. man. I had to wait for the next bounce on this. Yeah, I guess they allow you to hit the bid. I mean, hit the ask on a market order if it's on SSR. But I never tried to get in a stock on SSR on IB. I only swing trade in it. I don't day trade in there. Well, I believe my morning is done. I'm thinking, from what I can tell, I don't really see. I'm kind of waiting to see what this market is going to do. Is it going to bounce? So I could get in. Is it going to? Is it just going to keep on selling from here? That's the question. That's the $1 million question. So I'm sitting here watching that.
Huh.
Let me see. I'm going to check one more thing here. See what's what.
CVS.
All right, guys. I'm going to send you, if you're interested in checking us out, I sent you a link to a special that I've got going on. You can check it out.
True.
But thank you guys for hanging out. like I said, I'll be doing this. I know for a couple days here coming up in December.
Okay.
But if you want to get a head start on 2019, check it out. But it's my lunchtime. This is when I tend to shut it down, go to lunch, so I can be here as the market is coming out of lunch. Because a lot of times that's when I can catch some more moves. So that's my afternoon session usually starts coming out of lunch. Every now and then something will set up during lunch, but not often. I like to wait and catch it coming out of lunch and kind of trade it into the close. So that's what I'm waiting on right now. But thank you guys for stopping by, hanging out with me. Hopefully you picked up some things. This is just a small part of what we do.
True.
So if I don't see you before then, I'll catch you guys next week.
CBS. BK.